Well, a very good afternoon. Very good afternoon. Thank you for taking the time to come and join us this afternoon for our second keynote session at the British Tourism and Travel Show 2023. I'm Stuart Render, a group tourism consultant, transport and travel writer, and at the moment the joint chair of the British Guild of Travel Writers, and it's my pleasure to be facilitating this year's keynote sessions. And this year we have something a little different. We've teamed up with the British Guild of Tourist Guides, and in between each of our main sessions today and tomorrow, a Blue Badge guide will be offering a short 15-minute presentation on a topic of interest. And just now we had Roger Bailey doing a masterclass in what there is to see in Coventry in the heart of England. And immediately after this session at around 12:35, Verity Tiff will be here to take a look at a different part of the heart of England, so do stay around a little bit later. Now, earlier on we heard from Euromonitor about the likely trends in travel for 2023 and beyond, and I'm fairly confident that one of those trends will see Wales welcoming even more visitors, whether it's the north, the south or the west, and let's not forget Central Wales. Personally, of course, probably like yourselves, I've always loved Wales, from the magnificent Italian village of Portmeirion in the north to discovering Cardiff Bay and the picturesque pier at Penarth, who chose that, in the south, and from St David's and Fishguard in the west. And of course right in the middle we've got the Elan Valley and Aberystwyth. Wales certainly has a great deal to offer. And then there are the trails. What trails, I hear you ask, and how might they be of interest to you and to groups? Well, funnily enough, to tell us more, would you please welcome Senior Tourism Marketing Manager with Visit Wales, Clare Dwight.
Thank you. Prynhawn da, good afternoon. So I'm Clare Dwight from Visit Wales, and croeso, welcome to Llwybrau, Wales by Trails. So as we do in our marketing, and being a bilingual nation, there will be the occasional Welsh word. So for those of you who don't siarad Cymraeg, speak Welsh, I will be giving you one or two Welsh words along the way. So you already know the Welsh word for trails, Llwybrau. So we'll be taking you through Llwybrau, Wales by Trails. So we're celebrating Llwybrau, Wales by Trails as a theme and focus through to the end of 2024. And we're seeing it as an opportunity to really showcase lots of exciting experiences and new opportunities to discover our country, especially after the challenging few years that we've had. And this is a really exciting time for Wales. I mean, thank you, Stuart. You bigged us up in the intro. But we are definitely seeing Wales in the spotlight as never before, and plenty of opportunities coming up for Wales. So what I'm going to do today is provide you with a little bit of context to the whole theme of trails, explain about the theme with some itinerary ideas, and then quickly take you through some exciting new products around Wales, because there's certainly an awful lot going on. If you'd like a copy of the presentation afterwards, do come up, give me your email. We'd be very happy to email you with it. And it'll contain all the web links. So we're following our visitor economy strategy, and that's available to all. So you can take a look at that online, with a focus for Visit Wales and for our industry to generate tourism that does good for our country. So these three S's underpin our strategic approach, which is focused on extending the season, increasing the spend, and the spread of visitors around Wales. Our product development and marketing continues to focus on adventure, culture, and landscape, which we're aware from research really resonates with the kinds of holidays and visits that experiences that visitors are after. And in line with our strategy to extend visits into more seasons, our marketing promotes Wales all year round. So in determining what theme should be for these 2 years, we evaluated a range of different factors. And really important amongst them was whether the theme would resonate with the travel trade and with groups. And not surprisingly, Trails has come out really strongly given its potential for itineraries. So we're really encouraging our tourism industry across Wales to embrace the theme, and it provides a chance to really spotlight our great touring and adventure products, the landscape and nature, and provide potential hooks for operator itineraries. So moving on to some itinerary ideas for 2023 and beyond. The Llwybrau Wales by Trails theme enables visitors to journey through Wales's most iconic outdoor cultural, food and drink destinations and experience UNESCO World Heritage Sites, castles and much more. So whether it's cycling or walking trails, literary or music trails, restaurant and distillery trails, there are many opportunities to present existing trails as well as new tours and itineraries using the Wales by Trails theme, and also to incorporate it into your marketing if you're operators. And the emphasis really is on all kinds of trails. So whether that's cultural, creative, heritage, as well as outdoors. And what we're really showcasing is the diversity of experiences that you can have in Wales within a really short time, because we're a nice little compact country and very accessible. So, for example, in Wales you can enjoy the finest collection of Impressionist art outside of Paris in the morning in the National Museum in Cardiff, and then in the afternoon you can be up a mountain in the Brecon Beacons. So from Monet to Mynydd, so Mynydd means mountain in Welsh, from castles to coast path, from World Heritage Sites to Wales coast path walking, from dark skies to dolphin spotting, and that's just a few ideas. So I'm going to show you a few examples of trails which you can choose to do as a focus and as a theme, or you can combine them together. Such as including our incredible wildlife, such as our wonderful puffins, who've become really the poster boys, I think, of the BBC's new Wild Isles series here on Skomer Island. Wonderful to visit all year round our gardens, so they include popular and lesser known gardens, as well as well-known gardens such as Bodnant in the north. They include parklands, woodlands, formal gardens, walled gardens, world-class and private gardens. Some are new, some are restored, and some are a combination, such as the National Botanic Garden in Carmarthenshire, which continues to develop its offer, and they've actually developed some new walking trails, new for this year. And unique crafts are being showcased, such as love spoon carving. You can see that in various locations around Wales, including, for example, at St Fagans National History Museum, just on the edge of Cardiff. There's also trails showcasing our film and TV locations, featured, for example, in Sex Education, filmed in Monmouthshire, Willow, and His Dark Materials, and many, many more. And golf may be your thing, so you might want to feature some of our 176 golf courses located throughout Wales, including 23 links courses. And trails capturing the changing colours and seasons. And we're really trying to celebrate the changing weather and the changing seasons, so that you come to Wales because of the seasons, not in spite of them. Or the chance to experience stargazing. A quick did you know fact, so Wales actually has more sky that's certified as dark sky than any other country in the world. And you can really enjoy those dark skies all year round. Or you could come and experience our rich heritage. We've got 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So this is the slate landscape of northwest Wales. This is our most recent World Heritage Site that covers a large part of Llwybrau, also known as Snowdonia. It also includes the 4 castles and town walls of King Edward I. They are also UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And then you've got the Pontcysyllta Aqueduct and Canal. So those are all in North Wales. And then in South Wales, the Blaenavon Industrial Landscape. And there are so many, many more attractions, including lots of underground tours and experiences, lots of adventure overground as well, in former industrial sites. So it's a sort of different way to experience our heritage. And there are numerous outdoors opportunities. So cycling is popular, with mountain bike centres and road biking along quiet country lanes, which are well signposted by Sustrans. And walking, of course, with over 20,000 miles of walking paths to choose from, such as the Wales Coast Path, and this is a stretch on the Llŷn Peninsula in northwest Wales. So Llwybrau, Wales by Trails, enables us to really spotlight our national walking trails. And they include the 870 miles Wales Coast Path, which runs around the entire coastline of Wales. And the Wales Coast Path continues to celebrate its 10th anniversary through until May this year. They've developed some really good travel trade toolkits. So as well as the Wales Coast Path, you can also find out about Offa's Dyke, which runs down the length of the border between England and Wales. So do take a look at those. And there are also lots more local routes being developed, as well as being able to really highlight our 3 national touring routes under the banner of the Wales Way. So those 3 touring routes there, and there's lots of itinerary ideas around those. So as well as developing themed itineraries, there's such a great choice of product to combine together in your itineraries. So before we move on to some new products, I'm just going to take you briefly to Wales for a little bit more inspiration. So hopefully that's provided a little more itinerary inspiration for you. We've got a Wales Assets site, and on that you'll find an industry guide that's available to everybody around Llwybrau Wales by Trails. Lots of information and tips in there, and also what you can do from the asset site is download the logo, the lockup. There are a number of different versions of that, so you can feature that on your marketing as well. As images, they're also available there to download. We also have a dedicated travel trade website with lots of itinerary ideas, so I'm going to come on and talk a little bit more about that in a bit. So I'm very, very quickly going to take you through a taster of some new products and developments. There is lots happening in Wales, so we actually have got a sort of 4-page digest of information. So do come up afterwards, help yourself to one of those. So this is just a snapshot. But Wrexham became Wales's 7th city last summer as a result of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, and is really in the spotlight at the moment thanks to the ownership of Wrexham Football Club by Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. Thanks very much to them for the extra marketing that they're giving us, especially through their documentary Welcome to Wrexham, and another series will be filmed this year, and that's available on Disney+. There'll be a Wales Football Museum opening soon in Wrexham, either 2025 or 2026, so look out for that. Distilleries are definitely the buzzword in Wales. Penderyn, one of the very few privately owned whisky distilleries in Britain, will open their new distillery in Swansea, due this summer, 2023, and that'll be housed in the historic Havard Morva Copperworks site, following on from their second distillery, which they opened in Llandudno a couple of years ago. We also have numerous gin distilleries throughout Wales, including Hensel Castle Distillery in South Wales that opened in the past couple of years. This is UNESCO World Heritage Site Carnarvon Castle, where King Charles III was originally invested as Prince of Wales. That'll have a new accessible visitor centre with a lift, opening in spring, taking visitors up to the new roof deck. Great not only for those who have mobility issues, but for anybody that really isn't very keen on a spiral staircase, and there might be a few of you out there in that position. Hay Castle, another of our great castles, has opened its doors to the public for the first time in its 900-year history as a centre for arts, literature and learning in the historic town of Hay-on-Wye, just on the border of England, the second-hand book capital of the world, and really famous for its literary festivals. The spectacular Elan Valley Lakes area in Mid-Wales, home to some incredible wildlife, with tours into the dams themselves, so you can actually go within the structure on special days and by arrangement, as well as local walks, cycling and mountain biking. And they've launched a new collection of trails, 12 walks ranging from short strolls to longer routes. Wales's largest castle, Caerphilly, in southeast Wales, is going through a £5 million renovation, including a new visitor centre and interpretation. Its very own leaning tower that you can just see on the left-hand side, wonkier than Pisa, is probably the castle's best-loved feature. One of the best, most complete surviving transporter bridges left in the world is being renovated to carry vehicles and passengers on its gondola again in Newport. And that'll reopen within the next year or so. And revitalised Newport Market, which is very close by, is becoming a catalyst to Newport becoming a foodie destination. Well, you might want to take the refreshed tour at the Royal Mint Experience, a location making and storing coins worth up to £46 million. So you can, go there and feel amongst all of that money. And it's where all of Britain's coins are made. as well as those from more than 50 countries around the world. And it's been recognised as being in the top 10% of attractions worldwide, and was awarded the Best Guided Tour at the Group Leisure and Travel Awards last year. And you can even press your own 50p coin featuring King Charles III. So, it's a great experience. And they're also part of a package, Coin, Coal and Cheers, featuring the Welsh coal mining experience and Hensel Gin Distillery. So it's a great little package. This spring, the new museum telling the story of 7-mile-long Pendine Sands and its land speed records will open with interactive displays enabling visitors to experience the thrill and exhilaration of racing along the sands. So brace yourselves for that. It'll feature large objects such as Babs, which was the car that got buried in the sand after it crashed there, and was buried for about 70 years before it was dug up and restored. And there's also a collection of motorbikes and an interactive exhibit. So you may know that Guy Martin did a land speed record there as well. So that, there's a lot around that. And there's also accommodation on site as well, sleeping up to 43 guests. There's the new Wales International Coastal Centre on Saundersfoot Harbour, and that's offering everything from shopping to water sports in the heart of the Pembrokeshire coast. So you can, do water sports there. You can take a boat trip out onto the harbour. You can climb the rigging of a life-sized 3-masted coastal schooner, or discover Pembrokeshire's coal mining and maritime heritage in some new visitor centres, new heritage centres that are opening this summer. And there's also some accommodation there as well, close by. Or you can discover Wales from a different perspective on one of 12 great little trains of Wales. The Guardian named them one of the best travel discoveries last year. And the Snowdon Mountain Railway will run to the summit of Llwybrau, also known as Mount Snowdon, from mid-May, the first time since the COVID pandemic. You've also got the Rail of Rydal Railway in Aberystwyth, amongst the 12 great little trains, and they're converting an existing engine shed into a new steam engine museum, and that's due to open this spring or summer, with a new cafe that's planned to open around the same time. Our Blue Badge guides and other qualified guides can help you really see our country differently. And in Wales, we have our own association with experience to help you explore our country. There are Blue Badge linguist guides from across the UK who've successfully passed an endorsement course for South Wales and North Wales. And they've also welcomed 26 new members as accredited Green Badge tourist guides for 3 regions. So, they're a great opportunity to really discover more and really get under the skin of the trails in Wales. So come and talk trails with us and our Wales suppliers. We've got over 20 Wales suppliers here with us today on the Wales Pavilion. Can't miss it. There's a big Cymru Wales banner hanging from the ceiling, so just head in that direction. They're covering a range of attractions, experiences, transport and accommodation, and are all looking forward to meeting you. There are other opportunities as well to come and speak and discover more about Wales. So I'm going to give a little plug to the Coach Tourism Association's, Coach Tourism Council's Spring Networking and AGM in Llandudno on the 21st and 22nd of May 2023. So the bookings are now open for that event, including fam trips and opportunities to meet local businesses. And for any UK inbound member operators, we'll be running a webinar with the Royal Mint on the 27th of April, and that'll have a specific focus on what we're doing in North America. We've also got some activity going on at the stand, so you can actually come and try your hand at the historical minting process. You can't strike one of these on a stand here, but you can have a go at the minting process as it was thousands of years ago and take home a unique memento. So that's from the Royal Mint stand. And also you can come onto the British Bird of Prey stand from Wales and meet Frodo the Owl, who I have to say is absolutely gorgeous. So do come over and see him. So just finishing up, these are some of the top travel trade products in Wales, just shown on one slide as a bit of a summary. The expansion of what's happened in Wales over recent years has been huge. But I do want to acknowledge that we appreciate that there are still some challenges post-pandemic. So if you encounter anything, please do let us know, and we'll be aiming to try and work to improve the travel trade understanding in our industry in Wales. And we've also supported inbound businesses to develop their products too, to sort of try and help the pipeline for the travel trade and for groups too. Just a reminder of where we are. Obviously, really accessible, just to the west of here. Very easy to get to from, large part of England. Great to combine with other parts of the UK if you're doing tours for international visitors too, and combine also with Ireland as well. And there's lots and lots of information on our dedicated travel trade website. We've got plenty of itineraries, trails ideas there. You'll find everything from itineraries to fact sheets, coach parking, accommodation, new products, and we also have a news section. So going back to this, on an ongoing basis, on a daily basis, we update the website with news items, and you can sign up for our e-newsletters there and also follow our social channels too. And do contact us at the email if you do want to get in touch with us at any time. So all that remains for me to say is diolch am rando. Thank you very much for listening. And thank you, also for your interest in Wales. We very much hope to say croeso, welcome to you and your clients very soon. Diolch.
Thank you very much, Claire. We have a few moments for some questions. While you're just thinking about a question you might want to ask, it's interesting that the national press there discovered that the Great Little Trains of Wales was something new. I think many of us have discovered the Great Little Trains of Wales for many, many years. It's not a secret, not a surprise to us, but they are quite magnificent. Do we have any quick questions before we bring the session to a close? Goodness me. I think something that probably watching that, we all wonder, where do you begin? I think probably, again, all of us probably have our favourite parts of Wales or favourite parts. Newport, we went with the Coach Tourism Association at the end of last year. That transporter bridge, when it opens again, a bit like the one up in Middlesbrough in the northeast of England, but the Newport transporter bridge with its new, what do we call it?
The gondola.
The gondola.
Yeah.
I think, is that still going to be open for afternoon teas? There was talk about that when we were there last year.
Oh, yes, and they're planning everything as it was. So
it's going to be astonishing. Just a quick thought then, if you're looking and thinking, there's a lot to go out there, where do you begin? Is it a case of what do we want to do, or do you go to the website and look for inspiration, or all of that?
Probably all of that. I think so. Things like the Wales Way, in terms of if you've got time to do longer routes, and you can look at the itineraries that we've got on that enable you to take in 3 different parts of Wales. So the coastal way down the west coast, the North Wales Way that runs along the north coast, and then the Cambrian Way, which runs all the way from Llandudno in the north all the way down to Cardiff. but I think, for domestic groups and trade, obviously, homing in on a region is obviously really, really popular. So again, we've got lots of regional tips and ideas. Sometimes it'll be stimulated by a particular attraction that's perhaps of interest, and then it's sort of wrapping around from there. We've got lots of itinerary ideas, for example, day visits from, inverted commas. So as an example, and this is a shameless plug for my hometown, Llandrindod-Wells, in the middle. We've got day visits from Llandrindod-Wells, and that's provides an idea to work with an accommodation provider, find the accommodation, and then do day excursions from that location, so for multi-stays. But yeah, our website has a wealth of information, but as I said, whilst you're here today, absolutely take the opportunity to go and talk to the suppliers, and they'll be able to give lots and lots of great ideas as well about what's on their doorstep. And I think, one of the things that we've been really pleasantly surprised about that's happened throughout the pandemic and coming out of the pandemic is how many of our businesses are working together to try and put together some really, really nice packages. So, there's lots of nice ideas and ways in which you can, sort of come and hopefully fairly easily find that product.
Well, if your passion for Wales is reflected by the number of visitors you're going to get this year, you're going to be inundated. Thank you very much indeed. A magnificent presentation. Can we thank Clare, please, in the usual fashion?
Thank you. Thank you, Stuart. And with apologies to the Coach Tourism Association. I called them the council.
That's all right. We know who we are. So.